Good morning, friends. It's raining here and it's like hot. It was 80 degrees yesterday and sun shining and warm, but I went outside. I was going to go gather the chicken eggs and it literally was raining in the back side of my house and sun shining and not raining in the front of my house. It was hilarious. I thought, what the heck is that? Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm back at it full blast, full swing into making my videos. Everything's doing good. My garden is done. I'm not picking anymore. Look at this. I picked, they can't see it. I'll hold it up. I picked the last of my shelling beans and they were all dried and, so I just shelled them and then laid them on my dehydrator trays and that's where they're going to sit. Now, I also did a video on pasteurizing these because when you grow your own beans, aren't they gorgeous? I got all different kinds and I just leave them as mixed beans. But when you grow your own beans and you pick them and that, you of course you got to dry them because they'll mold in the jars if you don't. But the best thing to do is, a lot of people will dry can their beans, their rice, their flour, and, all that stuff. I just take my beans and I pasteurize them, of course, and oven canning is a form of pasteurizing too. But it just kills all the bugs and eggs that could be on your beans. And it makes them stable for long-term storage as well. So I did a video on that, and I hope many of you can utilize that. I gave you two different options to pasteurize your beans. Anyway, with that, not a whole lot going on. I've just been busy. I've got my granddaughter today. I had her yesterday and today, my little one. She is 4 months old now, and she's beautiful. She weighs like almost 14 pounds. She's just a dolly. The best baby, I'm telling you. She's just smiles and coos, and very seldom is she fussy. Usually because she's teething. She'll have trouble with her teeth and she might get a little fussy. But she's sleeping right now, so this might be short-lived because if she wakes up, I gotta run. Anyway, I'm just sneaking this in while she's asleep. Anyway, I wanted to tell you, my light's flickering. I think I got a short in it. I don't know. I'm not touching it. But my chicken house, my son is coming to help me fix it because where the ladder goes up to the coop, that piece of board fell out, so the ladder dropped down. And let me tell you, I am not in any way, shape, or form inclined for construction. Not at all. So my son's going to come and help me fix that tonight. And I made him a peach cobbler for helping me. So he'll get that tonight. The other thing I wanted to tell you that I forgot to tell you is remember, I always talk about the Dublin General Store, and that's where I go for my Green Friday. Now, I've had it in a lot of my, stocking your pantry on a budget chit chats. I've showed you their website and their Green Friday sales, and I would get just a tremendous amount of stuff at a reasonable, next to free, almost. It's like they give stuff away on Green Fridays. Anyway, they burnt down. The entire store burned to the ground. Not a thing was salvageable. And it was arson. Somebody burned it down. It's like, really? Why would you do something so rotten? Anyway, they do plan to rebuild, but I'm sure it's going to take them a year or better. So they're pretty distraught over that. But they have it on camera. They didn't. Apparently they haven't identified who's done it yet. But the suspect is on camera. So hopefully they will figure out who did that. And I feel so bad because I really depended on, and I'm being selfish when I say this, but I really depended on Green Friday sales to help stock my pantry. Bless their hearts. My heart goes out to them. They lost their entire business. Thank goodness they're insured and they can rebuild and, but still, how awful to go through something like that. You think about your house burning down. I love my home. I've got all my, you know, sentimental things in here. I just, you know, but if my home started on fire, I'm running. I'm out of here. Everything is replaceable. Not worried about it. Let it burn, because I'm not going in to salvage anything. And yes, I was a firefighter, but you know what? I'd get my grandbabies out and it can all be replaced. But your heart still goes out to somebody who's lost their home or their business. So I can't wait for them to open back up again. And that'll be good. I feel bad, and I hope they catch the person that did this, and I hope they punish them severely, because that's just terrible. Anyway, so they're done. Now, Ebels, every time I go over to Ebels, when I go over to Lake City, I go over to the Amish store there in Falmouth. And Ebels is just down the road from them. And when I was in there the last time, I said, you know, Dublin is the major store. I mean, excluding Meijer and, you know, Save-A-Lot and all that. But Dublin was a major store on this side of Lake City in Cadillac. And Ebels was, and still is, a major store on the west side there. So Dublin was the east side, Ebels was the west side. And when I was in there the last time, I said, you know, I said, since Dublin's burnt down, I says, I bet you guys are just busier than crap in here, you know. And she said, yeah, they've gotten a lot of business since they burned down. She says, and they gotta hurry up and rebuild. They have the best jerky around, and that's, you know, what people used to go in there for. A lot of people go in there just for their jerky. It's great stuff. Anyway, so with that all being said, it's raining. I'm not doing any more in my garden except tearing some plants out. I've got all my tomatoes picked, green, you know, whatever. They're sitting out on my picnic table, and that light's making me nuts. Between that light and a fly, I've got a fly in my kitchen that was driving me absolutely mad. And I got the fly swatter out in the bleach bottle and the paper towel, because anytime you swat a fly, you gotta bleach it. It's just nasty. So I get the fly swatter out. Well, my little kitty Charlie, she's like 6 years old. She's a big fat thing. Anyway, when she was little, my granddaughter Stella, I think she used to chase her with the fly swatter. You know, I don't know. I think she traumatized the cat. Anyway, when I get the fly swatter out, all you see is fur flying, because Charlie runs like mad into the spare bedroom and hides under the bed, and you don't see her for about an hour or two. So I think she was traumatized, and I hate to do that, but I have to, you know, swat a fly now and then. But anytime I reach for that fly swatter and she sees it, she's gone. Carrying the mail. So, and I feel bad for that. Anyway, I can't wait to get these beans done. I got this jar here. I got a lot of beans out of my garden. And my shelling beans, see, I got this half full. So I'll have pretty close to a gallon of dry beans. But I didn't grow that many of the shelling beans because I wasn't sure how they would work for me. Now next year I'll grow a whole bunch. And next year there's more things I'm going to grow, and things that I probably won't grow again at all. And one being, I won't grow as much squash next year. Now I'll grow patty pans because I like them. But I probably won't grow any zucchini squash, because that really attracts, the zucchini squash really attracts the squash vine borer. And granted, I got ahead of it this year. I salvaged my plants from that borer. But next year, I think when I do plant my yellow ones, I'm going to put a little yellow frisbee out there with water in it, because that attracts them, and apparently they drown in it. So it kind of deters them from getting into your plants. Next year, I'm also going to work on over by my pond area, where I want to make it into an herb garden. I'm going to work on that too. and I'm gonna make that into an herb garden. And I've got all my blocks or bricks that came from the chimney that I'm gonna use over there in the herb garden, so I can, you know, make a border around it. And I think that'll be nice. So I just got a few plants to pull out, and then this next month, is it already October? Or is this, you know what? I think it's the 1st of October. Shame on me. I've been so busy I forget what day it is. Anyway, October, this month, we are going to have to put, you know, weatherize our house, and we're going to have to close in the chicken coop for them, you know, and get that all ready for the cold weather so that the chickie babes don't, you know, freeze to death in there. So we're going to be a little bit busy, and then I'm going to work on amending my beds and getting them ready for spring, and it'll be good. Otherwise, I'm just doing my recipes. I've got a lot of recipes that I want to share with you, a lot of easy dishes I want to share with you. We can't go to Dublin, not for a while. We can't do Green Friday for a while, but we can still stock the pantry on a budget. And for now, you know, we'll be going over to the Amish store in Lake City, and that's where I'll be getting, you know, my groceries, a lot of them, and stocking the pantry with that, because it's very, very reasonable over there. On another note, my husband is leaving the company he's working for right now. He is not happy at all. And he called me and informed me that I probably will be driving to Gary, Indiana this weekend to pick him up. And he's already has another company lined up for next Monday. And he's going to do a lease purchase through that company. So, here we go again. I hate switching companies, but, you know, sometimes trucking companies are all different. Some people have wonderful luck. Other people don't have any luck. My husband didn't have any luck with this one. They just weren't good for each other. So he's going to a different one. Anyway, good luck to him. I even told him, I says, do you want to just come in off the road and go back to Beckman's where you were working? And he said, no. He says, I can do this. He says, I just got to find the right place. So, it'll work. Gotta haul all that stuff home. Oh, man. Anyway, we'll go get them. Not a problem. And then, let's see. And then the week after, on the 15th, Dave and I, you know, you see him on the videos, Dave, our very good friend Dave, and I are headed to, we're going to Tennessee, and we're going to spend 7 days down there. Well, a day traveling there and then a day travel home. So actually 5 days down there. We're going to spend 5 days in Tennessee with Angie from Utter Chaos Hobby Farms. And we're going to have a ball down there. And we're going to do a lot of videos. We're going to do some cooking. You know, we're going to have a ball. And we're anxious to go. And she came up to see me in the spring. Her and her mom, Anna, and her sister. And I forgot her sister's name. Oh, shame on me. I'm sorry, Angie. Anyway, they came up to see me in the spring, and I told them I can come down and visit, but it's got to be, you know, in October after my harvest and everything, and then I'll have time. So we plan to do that on the 15th. We're leaving, like 2 o'clock in the morning, because we're going to drive when there's not much traffic. It's a 9-hour drive to get there, I believe, 10-hour drive to get there. But both Dave is a retired semi driver too, and he drove semi for years. And I've drove semi for years. That trip is a walk in the park compared to, that's what you usually drive when you drive semi, is 10 to 11 hours a day. And it's a 9 to 10 hour trip. I think it's closer to a 10-hour trip. But you can do that easy. That's what you drive every day. So we're going to do that, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to, take you along with us on the way down. We're going to do videos. I'm going to take my computer so I can upload them as we go. I would love to be able to do a live video down there, but I don't know how the internet is. I don't know, how that's going to work. But if I can, believe me, we will. We'll do a live one. But anyway, we're going to have fun. So that's going to be, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be like a breath of fresh air, and, gets me out of here for just a few days. It'll be fun. So anyway, I don't want to keep you any longer because I got to go check my grandbaby. She's just so precious. I love her. And I got a couple things to get going on. I just wanted to give you an update. And I basically wanted to tell you about Dublin and our trip down to Tennessee. So, with that being said, I've got to go. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.